Good morning, everybody. We are out in the field. As you can see, we're planting oats and peas. This is Kathy with Family Farm Livestock, and last year we harvested some haylage and loved it. The animals did super on it, so we're putting in oats and peas this year and harvesting some more. And as you can see, it's already pre-mixed. Then Jason just sprinkled on the inoculant, which it's really powdery and a teeny bit almost wet, and then we just mix it in, and you can tell it kind of makes the oats look a little dirty. Then here's the backstory of what's going on with the field here. This section we plowed the sod for last year's corn. Then after 1 year of corn, we put it back into hay. But because the hay seedlings come up little, as do everything, they need a taller crop on top to kind of protect them when they're little. Sort of like you'd put straw over grass seedlings in your yard. So our protective crop, called a nurse crop, is oats, and this year oats and peas. So the oats and peas will come off as haylage, and then the hay that will stay for multiple years, that is already established, and then we'll just take off growing when the stuff that's taller than it gets harvested for hay. We are the vast majority grass. Out of 110 acres, we have, I think we had 6 acres in corn last year. So we don't do a ton of field work, but it's nice to have our corn on hand. And since we grow it ourselves, to be honest with you, the animals like it better. They perform better on it. So it's worth our time, and it saves us some money. And it is done organically. We are not organic, but there's no fertilizer, no pesticides. You don't need it. And it was disked a couple times, and then it froze, so that would have broke it up a little bit more. It never was plowed. Then he did a final disking this morning, but it looks to be working out pretty nice. You can tell there's still quite a bit of the corn stalks left, but the final disking he just did, like I said this morning, really knocked him back. And that's just a little tractor, but wow, it does a great job when you're doing a little job. It's really handy. And a little bit better view of the whole field. It looks pretty big on the phone. Actually, it's 2 or 3 acres. And the oats and peas will have alfalfa and then orchard grass coming up underneath. And our main reason for doing this is while the past few years have been not so great hay years, as far as not a very good window to get your hay dried, any year we've done haylage, it has worked out great. And the animals love it. And that's mostly first cutting, which is also your hardest one to get off as hay. So it works out super for us. Then you can see he's got the 2 remaining bags of seed, and then the little red is a little coffee can of inoculant in the loader. And that's the label of the alfalfa bag. And if you look on the back, first of all, they have a lot of legal stuff on there. But there's, if you're concerned about it being genetically modified, it will tell you whether it is or isn't. On this one, it says using traditional plant breeding without the use of molecular genetic modification techniques. So that means this is just normally bred seed, not GMO. So if you're wondering about what you're buying, first of all, ask the people you're buying from and read the bag for yourself. They'll list it out. And then here's the inoculant that goes with this. Then this should be his last trip around the field. So the first 4 strips, he's going around the outside just like a horse would run on a racetrack or NASCAR. And then after 4 trips around, all the strips are going to look like the straight up and down ones you see here. And the reason for that is if you did straight up and down like this the whole way without doing the laps around the outside, you would get pieces of this, which is called the headland. Part of this end of the field you would leave unplanted. Like if you've ever mowed your yard with not a 0 turn, but a normal little lawn tractor, and you leave a little teardrop shape of grass when you turn around, that's what there would be, the missing part of oats here too. So you go laps around the outside to be sure you cover your turnaround. And then he's just using the tire tracks to tell where he went last time. So now he's going to finish up going straight back and forth. And you can see from the tire tracks here, the middle of the teardrop there would be missing if you didn't do the outside laps first. And it's not perfect because that means the outside is basically double planted in most places. So you choose between under or over. Then it's April 6th today, so this is very early for us to be getting out in the fields. Last year we had a very late spring. It's looking like a nice early spring this year, which is super. And then the turnaround and coming back the same line. And as you can tell, the drill's small and a little older, which means a lot of the newer stuff would have all kinds of monitors. This, you have to stop once in a while, get out, make sure you still got seed back there. But it's a nice little drill, works pretty good. And it's paid for. Gotta like that. Just getting out to check the seed. And you can see where each little row gets pulled down. And then the alfalfa's in this box here. Just topped it off. There's the empty bag. There's Sal. And of course, since we added more seed, we put in a little more inoculant and spread it around. Then while he was stopped, I asked Jason, because I don't remember this kind of stuff, how much did he pay for this drill? Here, he didn't pay anything. I bought it at a farm sale. Totally forgot about that. I remember the sale. I don't remember buying the drill. I bought it for $5. And this sale would have been like 15 years ago. So it is definitely quite the deal. Nowhere near new and fancy, but super great for $5. And let's see if the camera can get this. Then there's what we planted. And we could always graze this. It doesn't have to be taken off as hay or haylage. But chances are, at the time it'll be ready, we'll have quite a bit of grass. So the plans are haylage. Hand signal there, that was stop filming and get out of the way because I'm going to run you over. Still trucking. I'd say he's about halfway done. And it looks like we're done. And that's the seed that's left, which is fine. We've got another one to put it in, another field to put it in. There you can see the alfalfa.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for more updates on what's going on here, and be sure to like and subscribe to our channel.